I don't want to advocate for working on off days, but I need to test out the concept for this week's work video, and today is the best day to do it. So the concept I want to test out is superimposing a visual onto an actual billboard. The next shot is much easier. It's inside the car. That's the setup. Very fancy negative fill in order to cut the light coming in that was reflected on the screen. Concept has been proven. I'm so very close to done with the script for this week's work video. I have now most of my shots written out. The one thing I still haven't figured out is where I want to start the video. Maybe it's just me driving, but it's a lot for me driving because it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different shots. So that's just a lot of stopping and starting while driving. Maybe that's okay. I think that works for now. I think just talking it out to you helped me. So thank you for that. Huh. I can explain. I'm working on a video series for my day job that requires me doing a lot of interviews, but across the span of a few weeks. I want to have a consistent look across the interviews. This is the best way I can think of to make sure the tripods are placed in the same way. I'm using colored tape because 2 tripods and because it'll be easier for me. Let's just leave it at that. It's really just this tripod that I'm gonna need for tomorrow to film this week's work video. Now it's time to work on this week's video. Scripting out the animations only gets me so far. Now what I need to do is actually lay them out so that I can see whether they'll make sense. I had planned to shoot this week's work video today, in part because it's supposed to be sunny. Fortunately, according to the weather app, it's mostly sunny right now, so this is fine. Since the weather has been a little tricky this morning, it's given me some time to rethink my opening shots. I had originally planned on filming the opening sequence while I was driving. That gets pretty complicated, so I thought, let me just have the car parked. I feel better about this. Now I gotta go shoot it. I didn't film any behind the scenes from the actual shoot. In large part because I was feeling frazzled and was just nervous I was gonna mess it up. And I didn't. My takeaway from all this is like, yes, I need to be putting as much time into pre-production as I can because it just gave me this safety net that really came in handy today. For all intents and purposes, this week's work video is done. But, so right now, opening title looks like this, which is fine, but I know there's a way where I can make the text look like it's part of the billboard. I haven't used Mocha and After Effects in over a year, and I knew it'd be the best tool for this job, but I think just because I hadn't used it, I was just like, oh, I don't want to have to refamiliarize myself with it. Even though this is exactly what I should be doing. Like, not just for this project, but practicing with these tools. The humbling thing about this process is it's actually like so simple. Most of the work is being handled by Mocha and Photoshop's generative fill and After Effects content aware fill. I'm not doing all that much. So the fact that yesterday I avoided going through this whole process is, well, I'm glad I've gone through this process now. What did we learn today? Use the tools that are available that can make either life easier or work better. Ideally both. This week's been all about practice. Most weeks are for me, but today I didn't have a work video to use as grounds for practice. And also this week's work video was not super complicated, but a little complicated with the drone shots and some of the tracking and VFX I tried to do with it. So today I just felt like practicing simple video making. And one of my favorite forms of practice is taking some everyday task that I do and seeing how I would shoot it, and just focusing on something as simple as exposure, manual focus. So that's what I did today. Plus I needed to have a snack, and making a smoothie lent itself better to practicing a sequence than grabbing a handful of cashews. Just like the plants, I can use a rainy day every now and then. This one came on a perfect day. The one day I had to mellow out ahead of work trip. And the one day I had for completely free practice. In this case, playing around with my 100 to 400 millimeter lens and watching movies. These days are rare, and they get rarer the older I get, which means I appreciate them all the more. For all I know, one day, these days will just be memories.